Can you count that far?
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 11:01 a.m. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah. Mr. Mannery, please call roll.
Trustee Cicconetti.
Present.
Trustee Hillier.
Present.
Trustee Pennock.
Present.
Fiscal Officer Patriarca.
Present.
Present and accounted for, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr.
I'll note that Josh Pennock and Mike Patriarca are dialing in live stream.
Thank you very much. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the May 5th, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't see it here, but what about I thought I saw the minutes on the other meeting. We had the special meeting.
Yeah, we need that. What's the date on that one?
I thought I saw that in the packet.
What was the date?
It was the 13th.
13th? To approve the minutes from the May 15th special trustee meeting.
Yeah, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the special meeting on May 13th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Mannery, please provide us a summary of the work session.
Chairman, the trustees, the trustees discussed setting up a meeting to continue discussions of their joint economic development district proposal. The trustees discussed when to allow transient vendors in the township. The trustees talked about flooding in the Center Park Estates area this past weekend from the rain event. Trustees talked about reopening Township Hall for nonprofit groups to use as a meeting room. And the trustees discussed issues at 104 Helene. The fire chief talked about repairs at Station 3. The service director talked about stormwater drainage in several areas of the township. He discussed the lawn and garden awards. He updated the trustees on the revised curbside brush pickup schedule. Discussed placing a sign at Haddon Park. He also discussed the service department resuming a normal schedule on June 1st. I gave an update on our paving projects, gave an update on using our speed trailer that we recently purchased, and the service director is also looking for one person to hire for summer help at the service department. The zoning inspector gave an update on the safe store petition for similar use declaration, gave an update on Painesville Speedway's plans to become a temporary drive-in movie theater, which they will not. And he discussed a potential small housing development off of Jackson Street with the trustees. And that's what we did, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mannery. I see if there's any old business from the floor. I see a note you have there on the agenda that says Center Park Estates. Is there something in particular?
Yes, a resident on Normandy, John Music, called me yesterday and asked if we would discuss the Center Park Estates project and give him an update via this meeting. That's where we're at with that.
All right, so believe Mr. Music is potential. I don't see his name up there.
Somebody called in. I don't know who it was.
All right, well, I'm going to assume that he's dialed in because he's dialed in before. So placed a phone call this morning to Lake County Commissioner Jim Gills.
Engineer.
What did I say, Commissioner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lake County Engineer, thank you, Jim Gills, and asked him to address, ask us where we're at with, there's some issues that we have to address. It's probably best, Mike, I'll let you turn over to the finer aspects, but Jim said he's going to help us.
The issue right now is we need to negotiate with individual property owners for permission to do some of these Center Park Estates project on their properties. Some of those properties already have existing easements whereby the township just has permission to do maintenance work or do this project. We need to know where those easements are located so that we can approach the other property owners and get their permission to continue this project through their property. The engineer's office is researching where the existing easements are right now And once they let us know where the existing easements are, we will approach the other property owners about getting permission to do work.
So for anyone who knows, this issue has been going on for many years. I think this originally was looked at back in what, about 2006, Mike?
Well, that's when John Music says that the problem started for him.
No, well, before I was elected, and I came on board in, when did you come in, Gabe?
January of 12.
All right, so then 14, Josh and I came on board, and I know this has been a regular conversation for us. We had to, as a township, we had to decide what were our top priorities, and this was our number one priority, but it's been held up for a number of issues over the course of time, and we've been doing our very best to move it along. And I said we placed a phone call this morning to the county engineer and asking him for, to get this moving. He says he would get it taken care of, and hopefully we'll be finding out something shortly so we can continue moving along with it. It may not be the answer that Mr. Music is looking for. However, we're doing the very best that we can, and we're continuing to move it along. This is our number one priority, cut and dry. We've said that many times. The money is, as we've said, we've committed to it, and once we can get it going, then we'll get it moving. It's become rather cumbersome due to some legality issues and a number of other items. So anyhow. Okay, is there any new business from the floor?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I know it's not from the floor, but I do have a couple questions on the Safe Store resolution we're going to be voting on later. Do we want to address those questions during the resolution portion?
That's during the discussion portion. So we make the motion to either approve or not, and then we call for discussion.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We good? All right. New business from the floor. So Sean, listening in there, if there's anybody listening who had a question, at this point they'd have to unmute themselves and ask the question.
Chat.
I'm going to give myself a little bit of a countdown here to give somebody a chance to figure out those instructions. If I hear nothing, I'll move on. Okay, took some time there. Hearing nothing, we will move on in the meeting. Thank you, Mr. Mannery. Department reports. First of all, Service Department, Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Chairman, the updated brush schedule for this year on Monday, June 8th and Tuesday, June 9th will be for the west side of Painesville Township and the Grand River, or the Painesville Township area of Grand River. And then on Wednesday, June 10th, Thursday, June 11th, Friday, June 12th will be for the east side of Painesville Township. The requirements will be the same. The brush needs to be bundled, not longer than 4-foot lengths, placed at the curb by 7:30 on any of those days that we're doing that particular side of the township. The Service Department, as was mentioned in the Administrator's report, will resume normal hours on June 1st of 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And on the Saturdays, when the brush drop is open from 10 to 2, we will continue to have somebody there to open the area and push the pile up, but we still will not be assisting residents, at least through the month of June. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. We'll go to our fire chief. Chief?
I guess just publicly thank Jag Dish from Dizer Corporation for his donation to the our K9 program, and then.
So for those who are listening in and aren't aware of what you're talking about, please elaborate.
Sure. Jag Dish, that's his first name. He from Dizer Corporation gave $2,000 to the operations the continuation of our K-9 program. It'll be used to for vet bills, food, things like that, normal operating procedures or for that program. He gave us $1,000 last year, and he gave us $2,000 this year, and he wants to continue that in the future, supporting that program. So that's very helpful.
Extremely.
Also, we got a donation from Firehouse Subs for new extrication equipment. That's a little over $40,000 worth of equipment that they bought for us, purchased, and they're sending it to Station 3, and we should be getting it any day.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was, again, Firehouse Subs.
That's a national chain, right?
Yes, it is, yes. But
How often are they doing that?
They do it all, well, they do it all the time. They have
Sure.
national, when you go there, they say, do you want to run, so let's say it's $14.56. They'll say, do you want to round it up to the National Fireman's Fund or whatever? So then you just round it up to $15, and then they accumulate that money and they give grants out all the time.
Wow.
right. Yeah, a couple times a
Right
year
down the
they give
street,
them
huh?
out, and I know we've applied for them several times, and this time, they decided to award it to us, and so we're very grateful for that.
Very cool. All right, thank you, Chief. Move on to zoning department. Rich? Where's he at? Rich, Mr. Constantine, you want to help us? You got anything?
Mr. Chairman, zoning has nothing additional to report.
All right, thank you. And move on to our legal advisor, Mr. Iosu.
Mr. Chairman, don't have anything official to report. However, I did want to extend my appreciation for the scheduling adjustments that you guys made to allow myself and Jason to attend all of the trustees meetings. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. We're glad to have you.
Thank
Our administrator, Mr. Mannery.
Mr. Chairman, I have no report this morning.
All right, thank you. Fiscal officer, Mr. Patriarca.
I have nothing to report today, and I'm making everyone feel a lot better that they don't have to look at my latest haircut. So you're just seeing a little M up there today, hopefully.
All right, thank you very much. Trustees, we'll move on. Resolution, I need a motion to approve payment of $3,004.66 to All American Fire Equipment for the new engine.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Trustees, I need a motion to approve the resolution. Motion to approve resolution to approve payment of $4,694.50 to the Auditor of State for the financial audit.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have to pay the auditor to audit us?
Yes.
What a.
We used to have a outside firm that came and did it, but the auditor did it for us this year, and that's consistent with what we've paid in the past. That's every 2 years.
Okay.
Trustees, number 3, I need a motion to approve the resolution to approve the hiring of a seasonal worker in the service department, Ryan Volman, at a wage of $11 an hour with a starting date of June 1st, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Trustees, I need a motion to approve the resolution to grant the petition submitted by Safe Store and to declare the use as proposed to operate an indoor climate-controlled self-storage facility on property located at 1980 Menor Avenue, parcel number 11A014000010, to be a use similar to those uses permitted in the B1 zoning district, and to require that Safe Store obtain a conditional use permit from the Board of Zoning Appeals prior to the commencement of the use on the specified property.
So moved. Second. I take a step back.
Well, we both moved and both seconded.
This is the point you want to call it for a discussion?
Yes,
Or do you
sir.
want to vote?
I'd like discussion. I did have a couple questions. I think we have some representatives from Safe Store joining us, so maybe they can address them. First question is, I think you mentioned to us last meeting how often somebody would be working at the site. Can you cover that again? Is somebody there all the time? Is it Monday through Friday? How does that work?
Yeah, unmute them, Mike. Oh, on their window, down under Rich.
First of all, I need my glasses.
Hang on a second. Under Rich, there you go. Sean did it.
They left the meeting? Philip and Bob, they left the meeting? I think they probably clicked the wrong button. Okay. Excuse me.
Sean, do we unmute them or they unmute themselves? Okay.
All right, so the gentleman we're looking for is who?
There.
There was two of them. They were there before.
Okay. That's Phil Argo and Jim Bob McElroy.
Yeah, we saw it. Well, let's address the email we got while we had it. One of the concerns was what was being stored in there, and we know that that was, we addressed, there they go.
Hold on.
Welcome back.
Let them tell them to unmute him. There he goes. Philip?
Philip, unmute yourself.
He is. See three, oh, no, he's not anymore. He had muted it. When that goes away and the three dots go, that means they're unmuted.
Okay. Try again, please. Mr. Argo, please try again. Unmute. There we go.
Oh, they're still muted.
Still muted though, guys.
Philip Argo.
Looks like their video may have frozen. Oh,
There we go.
I think I'm logged in. I can close myself out.
*9, is it? They have to do it though.
If you
Chuck got out, maybe that'll help.
I just clicked my stuff. I was on it. I can't.
Okay, Cat, can you hear us now?
Can you hear us?
yes.
All right, who got you guys?
Sorry about that. We were trying.
So,
Is
Kate,
it-
Sorry.
Just to
I believe
repeat.
The question was about access to the site, and could you repeat that again?
Sure. Specifically, is somebody working at the site like a Monday through Friday type basis?
Yes, during normal business hours, there will be usually one employee manning the office, the leasing office. Monday through Friday, and then reduced hours on Saturday, and I think the office is closed on Sundays. And although most of the leasing is done online, so they're just there primarily to assist the renters.
And then is there some sort of, will you have video surveillance inside the building, outside the building, anything like that?
Yes, they do. They have cameras set up, I know, inside the building, probably at the loading areas. And the building is secure. The renters access it through a keypad or a key card.
barrier along the back.
I would like to request that you install surveillance on the back side of the building. So
Okay.
cameras, I would like to have that on the back side for added security so that nobody can go around the back of the building, since it will be the road.
Okay,
And I apologize for interrupting. Philip, if you could maybe turn your volume down a bit, and or move the microphone you're using a bit closer to you guys. We're getting a very notable amount of feedback from you.
okay. Is that better?
I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah, sounds like it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
So there's homes directly behind your building where you're proposing to put the building. And the concern is with those residences and having people being able to go and access the building at all hours, that they would have access basically to the backyards of those residences. We'd like to see a barrier laid across the back of the property, across those lines.
Some sort of brush or a tall bush, something, but I don't know. Is that gonna create more of an issue rather than keeping it open so that you can see sight lines versus creating somewhere for people to?
Well, if you look at like any other business, when they're a bigger business and you're abutting a residential neighborhood, you have, I mean, it's not uncommon to have brick walls built.
Well, I would wall, maybe a
Or a
fence.
fence.
Something.
Like Target put up a 6-foot privacy fence behind their building and on the side to separate them from the neighborhood.
yet, you know, because of the height of our building, a 6-foot fence won't, it will help, but it won't completely block the view. We do have, significant landscaping planned for that north, side of the site. There's a 50-foot building setback along that property line because of the residential, and we have some landscape screening, evergreen screening planned for that.
Well, that's
entire,
That's screenings, whatever it is.
yeah, but a fence, so I guess the one email we received from a neighbor who lives in that area, the concern is they have small children, it's their backyard, there's gonna be people accessing your building who can walk from there to their backyard, and so the thought is a fence there that would prevent that from happening. You understand the point?
You got a bar in the backyard. The other business, the other businesses on that same side of the street have a 6-foot fence running behind their building to separate them from the homes on the backside. It's not necessarily a view of the building issue, it's a separation of the properties that we're looking at. And I know you have landscaping, but if you look at that property, if you look behind the other buildings that are next door to it, there is privacy fencing running all the way along the property line behind those two shopping plazas.
right, but yeah, adding a 6-foot privacy fence is no problem. We'll
Thank you.
along that north property line. Yeah.
So privacy fence and cameras on the back.
Okay.
Okay, done. Okay, thank you.
We agree with that.
Anything as you suggested, thank you very much. Okay, so we've had a motion, a motion to accept, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion approved.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Motion, is there anything else from the trustees? Josh, Gabe?
No, sir.
All right. Motion to adjourn at 11:25.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
See you guys.
Mike,
Yeah.
I'll stop by the office and sign those papers later.